Hi, I'm Tim Culbert, a family law lawyer at Purvis Culbert Law in Woodstock, New Brunswick. Today I'll walk you through the steps to completing a simple divorce in Canada. A simple divorce is when both parties agree on all issues related to the separation, such as property division, parenting, and spousal support. I often use the analogy that I could probably go on YouTube or Google to research how to fix my car. I might be able to figure out simple things. Well, actually, to be honest, the thought of that scares me a little. Anyway, I could try this, or I could just pay a professional to take care of this for me. What we try to do is just get this done for you so you don't have to worry about this anymore. And your peace of mind is important to us. So, if you're looking to get a simple divorce done, here are the key steps. Step 1. Confirm your eligibility. To be eligible for a divorce in Canada, you or your spouse must have been legally married and have lived in Canada for at least 1 year. You must also demonstrate one of the 3 grounds for divorce in Canada, which are as follows. Number 1, you've been living separate and apart for more than a year. Someone has committed adultery or physical or mental cruelty. Separation for a year is the most common ground for the majority of divorces. Step 2, complete the required forms. You will need to fill out several forms to start the divorce process. The key forms include, in New Brunswick, there's a Form 72A, Petition for Divorce, and typically a Form 72J, Sworn Financial Statement, and your last 3 years' income tax returns and notices of assessment. If you're unsure which forms apply, consult with a lawyer to avoid any mistakes. Step 3, file the petition for divorce. Once the forms are completed, you'll file them with the court in the province or territory where you or your spouse reside. In New Brunswick, for example, you would file at the Registrar's Office, Court of King's Bench. There is a filing fee in New Brunswick of $110. $100 is for the filing fee and $10 is for a certificate from the Central Registry, stating that neither you nor your spouse have applied for a divorce in another province in Canada. You can't apply more than once in multiple provinces in Canada. Step 4. Serve your spouse. After filing, you must serve your spouse with the divorce documents. This can't be done by you personally. You will need a process server or third party to deliver the divorce papers. Now, this step is surprisingly where people can go wrong. I've seen many people serve someone else in a house and not their spouse. That will not work unless you get an order for substituted service, which is another process altogether. If the parties agree, sometimes the other person will pick up the petition for divorce at your lawyer's office. This is perfectly fine, as long as that person that hands the petition for divorce swears an affidavit that they served your spouse. Step 5, wait for the divorce to be processed. For a simple uncontested divorce, the process is relatively straightforward. After serving the documents, your spouse typically has 20 days to respond if you're in New Brunswick, 30 days to respond if elsewhere in Canada or in the US, and 60 days to respond if anywhere else in the world. If they don't contest, you can apply for a divorce order. Once the court grants the order, it becomes final 31 days later, at which point you can get a certificate of divorce. If your spouse does contest the divorce, you may need to address the contested issues. This is where things can take more time. So, one question I get more often than any others is how long does this process take? The timeline for a simple uncontested divorce in Canada can vary depending on how quickly you file the forms, serve your spouse, and how busy the court is. Typically, the entire process takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months from the time you file the petition for divorce to when the divorce becomes final. Keep in mind that some factors can speed up or delay the process. If there's a delay in serving your spouse, or they take the full allotted time under the rules of court to respond, this can add time. Court processing times may vary depending on the province and how busy they are. It's best to plan for a few months from start to finish. And please, I beg you, don't schedule your wedding to someone else until your previous divorce is finalized. I kid you not that I've seen this happen. And even though one might think that nothing will go wrong and your divorce is really simple, sometimes a judge needs clarification on something, or there's something missing that needs to be rectified. And that's it. That's the process for a simple divorce in Canada. If you have any questions or need guidance through your divorce, feel free to contact us at Purvis Culbert Law.